So Simon's been making planning things really difficult because
I live on a couch right now.
so if this podcast is shorter and less energetic than usual,
Garbage.
it's because we started recording several hours later than normal.
Yeah, this will be rectified when I go back and we can start recording at a semi-normal hour.
A little while since we've last uploaded a podcast, and it's been even longer since both of you have been on. So, what's happened in the past 4 weeks now?
I got through finals. That's about it. It's like a little choir event or two on the side.
You mean your choir finals?
You mean the choir concert?
The concert is the final.
Yeah.
So we've all finished up finals, and we're all just winding down at the end of the semester. And I guess we're all back at our parents' house, but if you're saying that doesn't change much.
Darn.
Alright, so I am back in Bakersfield once again. I said that last podcast, but during that time and now, I went back to college, finished finals, and came back. So from the audience perspective, it'll be as if I never left Bakersfield, even though
You left Bakersfield.
I have too much Bakersfield. Anyway, we have all finished our first semester at our colleges, and I assume we all know what our grades are at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll start with me first. This was my best semester so far. I did nearly perfect. So I was taking Intro
Nice.
to Microelectronics, Digital Logic, Object-Oriented Programming, Intro to Folklore, and Graph Theory. So, three major classes, a minor class, and then a GE class. I got A's in everything except for Microelectronics, in which I got an A minus. And I am kind of salty because I thought I did really well in that final, but I guess I didn't.
It happens.
Yeah. But no, this is legit my best semester uh, ever, and my GPA has risen by like almost a whole point, or almost a whole like point one. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited because I'm just glad. I'm like glad I did that well because like I felt like especially near the end, like every class just became really like easy, and I'm really glad that it wasn't just me like not understanding, and it was actually me just getting it. So how have your guys' semesters ended?
Who's starting?
I mean, you guys can decide amongst yourselves. Let's flip a coin.
I don't have any handy.
You don't just have. I don't have coins. I've got dice.
My coin's too far away.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a handful of dice into the air. Whoever calls it closest gets it. I'm throwing 4 dice, by the way.
D6?
Of course. Do you think I'm some? Do you think I'm some pleb who owns other dice besides d6s?
Yes.
Okay, so guess what I rolled.
24.
4.
So I picked it. So the lowest chance of winning, or one of the lower chances of winning.
I mean, are we doing Price is Right rules where it's highest without going over? In which case, we'll just do whoever's closest. Sam, do you wanna guess 4 just to be on the complete opposite end?
Yeah.
Uh, the problem is I rolled 15, which is right near the average. So now I actually got to do math to see who got closer. 15 is 9 away, and then okay, Simon wins. Simon picks who goes first.
So I wasn't worried about French because I'm pretty good at that, but I was a little worried about my French literature class. It's fantastic literature from like the 19th century, and it's basically just like gross fan fiction written by rich, depressed people.
Wait, fan fiction of what?
You remember Edgar Allan Poe stuff,
Yeah.
where it's basically just like like sad boy fan fiction, or just
Do you
like
mean just sad boy stories? Because
yeah,
fan
sad
fiction
boy
has to be based
stories.
off something.
Yeah, you're right. But it's also like sort of like self-insert sort of things of like just being like vaguely horny and wanting to funk a vampire. It's pretty much this.
As everyone does.
Yeah, this is like the quality of writing we got right here. I didn't really like it.
What?
I thought I would have liked it because like hey, it's cool like French old literature, and it turns out that all sucks. So good job, France, you did it. So I didn't do any of the readings because I thought it was too boring. I would just read like the synopsis on Wikipedia in French because it's if there is even a synopsis available. And there were a couple of them that are actually good. It's just most of them are garbage. But
Give us like
yeah, like my
names of a few so I can put some in the description.
The Night Face Up was my favorite one, and that was written by an Argentinian in like the '60s or something.
So A, not French, and B, not old.
Yeah, I like the Venus of Veal, which was French and from that time period. It was just okay.
Alright, links for these stories, or synopses, I guess, if I can find them, will be in the
Yeah.
show notes.
Anyway, I go to the final. The final is you have to like like you have to answer some true or false questions about some theory, which I just like looked over at the other people around me to see what they answered because I didn't know anything about it because I didn't pay attention in class. I got conflicting answers, so I wasn't too worried. And there's only like there was literally like 5 questions about that, so I wasn't that worried. I wasn't sure about the true or false. I'm pretty sure no one else was sure about it. I talked to a few other people like previously in that class, and they all hated everything. So, except for one guy, I was like, "Oh, okay."
One guy got really into it.
No,
he's
he was just
weird.
like, "I thought it was interesting." Like, just your opinion, man.
Alright.
Like one guy was like coding a fucking game and like playing other games during class. So, anyway, the next part was you have to read these passages and you have to talk about them and like relevance to like the main theme of the course, which is fantasy, which we told that story earlier in the semester.
We did. The Fantastic.
The fantastic. And it's pretty much like, ooh, nothing is real, or is it? It's pretty much the theme.
Wow.
Like, this could be real, but it's probably not. Unless. Like, yeah, it's more like, yeah, it's all real for sure. Unless.
Question mark? The end? Question
Question-
mark?
It's pretty much it.
Ellipses.
Ellipses, yeah. So I did that. It was pretty easy. Pretty sure I did well on that. And then the last part was an essay, which had to be 5 paragraphs, handwritten.
Sounds like my graduation writing test.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's the second time I had to do something stupid like that for a writing class. And this wasn't even a writing class, this was a reading class. Anyway, I did that. I totally forgot like what I was talking about. I forgot what I wrote about. It wasn't important. So I got a B in that class.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. They're good enough for not reading and not paying attention. And then Japanese. I had a lot of trouble with Japanese.
This was the class where they put you in above your level, right?
Yeah. So naturally I had trouble. But I knew I was in for a challenge, and by God, I got one.
You got what you signed up for.
Yeah, generally in that class, I was confused. And
Like 90% of the class, there was a question mark above your head.
yeah, I feel like an immigrant at the DMV or like, are you talking to me? Hello? Is anyone listening? I don't know what's happening. Please, mom, pick me up. I'm scared. I did like okay during class. Like I picked up what I was supposed to pick up. I'm not really good at it though. I need to practice that more. Like I fucked up like a few things. So like I'm pretty sure my teacher is like, yeah, you're kind of garbage, but whatever.
Just call you out.
Anyway, so we have to do an oral exam, which we didn't have to do for French. But anyway, they have the like sign up sheets and they have the days of the week on them written in Japanese. And I see the one for Friday. Yeah, so I signed up for that. And I go to class the next day and there's no class because they're doing oral exams. I'm like, oh, okay. So I just like go home. I realize like for the rest of the week I'll probably have oral exams until Friday. So you go to class Friday. You don't know what was not happening Friday? Oral exams. It was the review day. So naturally, I immediately have a panic attack. Like, oh, I need to take a break. So, like, I pretty much tell my teacher, well, the TA, because my teacher doesn't teach on Fridays, like, yo, I didn't realize that they weren't having oral exams on Friday when I signed up for Friday. And he's like, you should talk to the teacher. So I did. And she said, like, tough shit, dumbass. So,
Is that a direct quote?
no. She pretty much said, like, you're responsible for showing up on time for your shit, which is fair enough. but you don't have to do me dirty like that, man. So I show up for the final. The final was surprisingly easy, and I thought I was going to bomb it, and I got a C in the class.
Huh.
Whoa.
Is a C passing for a major class?
C is passing for major classes.
Ooh, nicely done.
C's get degrees.
Yeah, you see, C or higher is passing for majors.
Okay.
I think it's C minus or higher, but close enough.
So you thought it meant like next Friday when it was really this Friday?
I don't know, actually. I don't even know if there was a Friday one. Because the Friday before, the TA was there, and I did my class with the TA.
Huh. So you put your name down and then just never happened?
Maybe I just have dyslexia, or maybe I just, like, don't know. Like, I just got confused in my head. As is what happens sometimes, I guess.
Do the days of the week look similar in kanji?
I mean, maybe I got it confused with, like, Thursday or Wednesday. I mean, there have been other instances in which people have said things to me, and then I remember them wrong, I guess. But I was for sure they said what they said.
Did they mean what they said?
Sam, remind us what classes you were taking this semester.
This semester I took cognitive psych, abnormal psych, a stats class, an intro to the cosmos, and then the regular 2 choir classes.
So, how did those go for you?
Now this semester GPA wise was my worst semester.
Oh no.
It was mostly B's and some A's.
Okay, so
Oh.
still above 3.5.
Yeah, and like then my overall GPA is like 3.57.
Wow. Mine's 2.75 because he got reset for no reason.
Oh yeah, your UC GPA is different from your overall now.
Yeah. My overall was 3.2, but now it's 2.75 for no reason. So now I have to climb back up, which is going to be a little annoying. I have to get a 2.9 to travel abroad, but that shouldn't be too hard.
Huh. Okay. I didn't know there was a limit for traveling abroad.
Yeah, it's a GPA. It's stupid.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't want people using college just to get like free vacations, but it's odd.
Party it up.
Yep.
Sam, what happened this semester?
Where did it all go wrong?
I'd say for the psych classes, I'm not surprised on the grade. Like for one of the classes, I just completely missed when an assignment was due. So I have a 0 for that assignment.
Is that assignment a big chunk of your overall grade?
It wasn't massive, but it was still a chunk. Well, no. I guess chunk would be the wrong word. Like without including exams, there was like 6 assignments in total, and one of those is 0. And every one of them was worth 10. So it'd be like 50 out of 60.
Okay. Yeah, it's not nothing.
And then Intro to the Cosmos, that was like one of the A's. And to be exact, it was an A minus, so it wasn't a full.
11.1 instead of a full.
Yeah.
I hate minuses so much. They're so annoying.
Yeah. UC's on that system, and it's kind of dumb.
It makes sense, like, to have, like, more brackets to, like, sort students, but it just feels like it's a bit much.
Yeah.
But for the Cosmos class, I'm guessing, like, I felt like he gave, I think he gave, like, the class average and what the high score was. I was towards the top for both, for the first and second exams. Like, for the second exam, I had, like, the second highest score. And so I think that trend continued onto the final exam. But the paper, I don't know about. Because papers are never my strong suit.
Do you just write the word space over and over again so you filled up 4 pages?
It wasn't even like regular format. It was like, it wasn't double spaced. Like normally all my assignments are double spaced APA format. But then this one was essentially like, I don't remember if it was 1 or 1.5 spaced, but I still needed to get more content than I normally do for an assignment of this length.
Why don't you just increase the font size to make it everything equal again?
It asked for a specific font size grade. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what my grade was for the essay. But I assume that's the reason I didn't get an A. Choirs are A's. Because easy 1-unit class is easy.
Yeah, you're taking it to have fun, not for, like, school reasons.
Yeah, and see, the last class, abnormal psych. No, I already brought that one up. The last one was stats. I guess my problem with that one was I didn't do the homework enough. I ended up doing it in the end, but I didn't do it like before the exams. That would help me for the exams.
Oh, you waited like until the very end of the semester to do all of the homework?
Yeah.
Sam, why did you think that was the correct decision to make?
I never thought it was the correct decision. I never said that.
Why did you do it?
I know it's not the correct decision, but I'm a gamer.
That's why you did it?
Yes. Yeah, that's my classes.
All right. So now the semester is done and dusted. What are you guys doing now? So now that the semester's over, I am back in Bakersfield, and I just pretty much live at my parents' house until the next semester starts. So that's why I'm back to recording in my room rather than my dorm room. Sam, you don't move anywhere for college. And Simon,
Nope.
you're on a couch.
Yeah.
On a couch in the middle of nowhere.
It may as well be.
So what do you guys do after the semester is over?
I'm forced to live with my parents.
Is it a forced thing?
I'd rather not.
Simon's family issues aside, just brush that all away.
Pretend that's not happening.
What do you guys do with all of your like school stuff, like all of your notes, all of your textbooks? Where does all that go after the year's done?
The dumpster.
You save literally nothing, Simon.
No, I have a busted ass binder, so I have to get rid of it.
There's nothing more to that statement. That's just how it ends.
Like,
Just-
why would I keep that?
He disposes of them. The end.
Yeah, it's gone. I don't need this anymore. Get out of my life.
You've caused me enough suffering.
Are you telling me you never save any of the notes from your previous classes?
No, because I'm not going to use them again.
Are you telling me Japanese 4 won't use some of the topics from Japanese 3?
I didn't take Japanese 3.
The numbers are arbitrary. It's not.
I skipped Japanese 3 when I should have taken it.
Ignore the numbers, Simon.
The numbers, Mason.
Are you telling me the next level Japanese will use nothing from the previous level Japanese?
It will use some, and I know it, probably. I will be reminded next quarter what it is, and I will be like, oh yeah, I remember that, and then it'll be fine. There's also online a Genki thing that I can study with, and I should study with.
Maybe Simon's different because he's not taking a technical degree. Technical.
Yeah, where I have to
quotes.
like know like quadratic formulas or whatever. I just need to know how to conjugate things. I just need like a table, and I can like stick things on it, and it'll work.
I mean, it's because and I assume it's the same for your classes, Sam. My classes are all just built on top of each other. So I still have all of my differential equations notes and all of my basic electric circuits notes because it's stuff that will be brought up again. And my professors won't give me like a review like yours do, Simon.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, remember this grammatical function? And then you have to be like, oh yeah, I'll pretend like I know that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that thing we talked about a long time ago.
Yeah, so for me, I keep my old notes. So when that happens, I can go through the old notes and find it again. So I don't keep all of my notes. Like for all my GE classes, I do throw away the notes. But for my major classes, I do keep them because it's way safer. Plus, if you have friends who like are taking classes like the previous classes, you can always lend them the notes, and then you're a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, you're with me, right? You save notes, right?
We already know the answers now.
No, I do.
Your silence tells me everything I need to know. I'm alone again, right?
No, I do.
Okay.
At the end of the semester, I'll like re-look through everything, be like, okay, what should I probably keep? And like assignments and whatnot will probably be thrown away. But there is, like, I wouldn't say the psych classes like stack on top of each other. It's more of there's some overlap between them all.
Okay.
But yeah, I do keep the notes for my majors, or yeah, major classes.
My thing is that, like, I have a textbook for that I have to keep using, and then I have the entire internet at my fingertips, and I can just look it up.
Simon's response is, I have Google. Why do I need to keep notes?
Yeah. I mean, I do take notes in classes whenever I feel like I
Yeah.
need to take notes, but usually I don't. At least for my my learning language classes, I don't take notes. I'm usually like focusing more on interacting because I think I'll learn it better that way. By like saying it and using it over and over again, I feel like I'll learn it better that way than writing it down. That's my personal philosophy.
I don't know. For me, I have to take notes.
And then YouTube. I usually just look up grammar things on YouTube whenever like I need to be refreshed on it.
You mean just look up like the pronunciation YouTube channels?
No, like how do I say I must do this in Japanese? Like that sort of thing. And then there will be like a 50-minute video on how you do that because it's that complicated in Japanese.
At least there are videos for it.
Yeah, there are channels dedicated to teaching you how to speak a different language, and that's pretty useful for me.
I don't know. I guess with me and Sam's majors, they're specialized enough that, like, when I try to look up problems, all I get is like the PowerPoints from other universities teaching the course, and I don't get the actual answers.
Just what you wanted.
Same with you, Sam, where like if you Google like problems, it's it's difficult to find solutions on the internet, or can you still find stuff relatively easily?
I don't know. I haven't searched psychology questions on the internet. It's more of I can't think of a time where I've needed to do that,
All right.
so I can't say.
And I'm sure this comes up for you guys too, but like in language, when you learn like a grammatical function, whenever you have to write the next essay, you'll have to use it. And then in future ones, that grammatical piece might be useful, so you'll end up using it again and again because you become more eloquent, so you can like build more complicated sentences.
You just try to learn through repetition.
Yeah, and recombination. It's linguistics mumbo jumbo. Basically, Chomsky's like, how the fuck do we just learn like 5 grammatical things and then we can just make endless sentences? That's sort of the thing I'm going with on this.
So do you guys do anything like else at the end of a semester? Like,
Drink.
you've sent us several pictures during the semester that shows you do that during that time as well.
Oh, yeah. That was literally twice.
But I said, what did you do now that's different?
Well, since I'm 21, drinking is different.
What do you do during your break times that's different from like during the actual school semester?
Oh, now I understand the
How do you
question.
transition from like being in school for 10 weeks to having like infinite time practically for this winter section?
Game even harder.
Yeah, pretty much. I game even harder, and then I think I should probably study. And then I don't. And then I forget what I was doing.
So I always keep with me a couple notebooks just because have you guys ever had the thing where someone recommends you something or someone mentions something and you think, huh, that's interesting, I should remember that, and then you just don't remember it?
Then you remember it because our minds are perfect. No, they're not.
Yeah, so I've said the words, yeah, I'll totally remember that, and failed myself enough times that I just carry notebooks with me, and whenever someone mentions something like, I don't know, like an interesting thing or like a movie I should watch, I write it down instead of remembering it, and I never look at those notebooks except like now. So when like the semester ends,
So it's almost as good as trying to remember
no,
it.
it's better because now I actually do remember it, and now right now I can just go through all of them. And what I do is like people recommend me like bands and movies, and I update my like playlist on YouTube for music, and I see if I can find torrents for the movies. And I have like a folder on my computer of movies to watch, and I have a playlist on YouTube of bands to listen to. And this way, instead of someone like recommending me something and me never remembering it, I put everything down into a list, and then at the end of the semester, I'll go through all of it and then actually like input it into the system.
For me, something I would get, like, I would start working on is selling my textbooks because I don't rent them, I buy them. So start getting to work on selling them. That's really about it.
Thank you for reminding me I need to sell my textbooks.
Does it actually save you money, like buying and reselling them compared to renting?
I've sold exactly 1 textbook, and I don't even know if I've gotten paid for it yet. Yeah, that's eBay for you.
Why are you selling it on eBay? Why not sell it to a fellow student?
I don't know anyone there. Plus, I got these books at a different university. My previous university didn't have a good buyback system. They told me to eat shit when I tried it the first time.
Once again, another direct quote.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't sell back to the university.
I forgot to sell back this time.
Yeah, selling back to the university is never the best, but you're not selling it to a fellow student. You're just selling it on eBay where you have to pay fees and pay shipping.
I get them to pay shipping.
Sam, are you selling these on eBay or are you selling it to actual students, like at your school?
Before the start of this semester, this previous semester, I sold it back to actual students. There's a Facebook group for CSUB students buying and selling books and other stuff
Yeah,
in
that
general.
makes a lot of sense. So I'm just amazed Simon's using eBay.
That's because I have no clue what's happening at my campus.
Simon, have you like met anyone at your school?
I met my roommate, and I actually met some people.
Wait, you said roommate singular when I know you have four.
On paper, I do in fact have 4 roommates. In reality, there is one.
Well, what does that
Yeah,
mean?
there's not 3 empty rooms.
Well, there's 2 rooms, so it'd be 3 empty beds. But there may as well be, honestly. So 2 of my roommates are
Never home?
no. 1 roommate is never home. That's the least
Okay.
interesting one. So like he's a ghost. I don't see him. Like I sometimes see his dirty
We're
dishes.
using the college humor terms here from the college humor 6 types of college roommates
Yeah, but
video.
I'm gonna have to like watch that again to like get refreshed on the
Definitely going to
definitions.
be
It's a great bit. And then I have 2. I remember in College Humor the definition's a bit different, but I'm gonna call them vampires anyway because that's what it reminds me most of. But like, actually no, the definition is actually slightly similar. So the vampires are the 2 Asian guys that I live with, and they're both stacked and they're both econ majors, and they're both like never out in the day, or at least I never see them during the day. I only ever see them at night. I mean, I do see one of them during the day. That's because I sleep in the same room as him, and he's asleep until at least 11 on like school days. And then they're up until like 4 on school days. And then like they always have this guy, he sleeps on my couch until like 2 in the afternoon, and it pisses me the fuck off. Or I'm gonna start throwing things at him and tell him to fuck off. Because he had his alarm off and he kept snoozing it for like an hour, and I had to tell him to fuck off. Like, who the fuck do you think you are that you can just come into my house, sleep on my couch without asking me, and then have your snooze on for an hour? I'm gonna punch both of them in the dick. Anyway, I almost lost my cool there. Yeah, like they always eat out, they never cook, they're both stacked. I'm imagining they're both stacked because they always eat out.
And they've
Man.
never once eaten top ramen.
Yeah. One of them drives to school every day, and gas is really expensive here.
Like, how much is it?
Around 4. It's like $3.89, I think, for like cheap gas.
yeah, that's the expensive gas store in Pomona, and that's really expensive gas in Bakersfield.
Yeah, I think expensive gas is like maybe around $4.20-ish. It's pretty expensive. Yeah, and then my other roommate is a normal person. Like he just goes to school. We chat sometimes. We work at the same job in different departments, and we're just cool.
You have a job? Where are you
Yeah.
working?
I work on a political campaign, and I'm probably gonna have to quit.
Oh, this is the live.
No, that's a different political campaign.
So is this the Bernie Sanders Club?
No.
That's a different political campaign.
He's playing for all sides.
No.
So which political campaign do you work for?
It's a local thing. I'm not gonna say the name because this guy got outed really badly in public, and that's probably where I'm gonna have to quit.
What do you mean by? So he's a local politician?
Yeah, he's a local
Okay.
politician. He's not incumbent or anything. He's just trying to run. He's just a
All
guy.
right. What do you mean he got outed?
It's confidential.
Like, we were at a climate rally, and I was with the Bernie group, so like, luckily I didn't have to stand with them. They'd like have this happen and be like publicly embarrassed. But like, they pretty much like went out on like how the candidate had taken like $100,000 from like oil execs or something. Like, and like they were really mean about that. Like one dude got like almost violent with them about it, like physically violent. Like emotions were flared. It was a very spicy piece of politicking.
So your candidate took a donation from an oil company, and then someone else just got like really butthurt about it.
Yeah,
All right.
it's definitely one of those like you had to be there. Like it was bad. Like other than like really mean or done dirty, if you will.
Did anyone get hit with a bike lock?
No, this isn't Berkeley. We have standards. In this part of the woods, we shoot our political opponents. Anyway, that was my job.
I didn't know you had a job, and I didn't know.
Yeah, you were the only one of the 3 of us to not have a job.
That's true. It's also not my choice. When do you guys go back? When do your classes begin?
January 6th.
Oh, really? Right after New Year's.
Dang.
I guess you gotta fit in 10 weeks before spring break, so I guess it makes sense.
Yep.
Sam, you're like me, and the classes don't begin until the 21st, right?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, we get an extra 2 weeks because we've just got to put in 15 weeks before summer begins.
Yep. I have to put in 20.
I guess the final thing we can discuss is our plans for winter break. So, like, what are you guys planning to do over, I was going to say the next 4 weeks, but Simon only gets 2. So, Simon, what are you planning to do over the next 2 weeks?
Seeing my friends. Just seeing my friends.
No more concrete details than that?
Driving. Liquor.
You're just like listing bullet points of what your vacation will consist of.
So, Simon, over winter break, your plan is just to drive. And that's the whole plan, just to drive?
Drive places to see my friends and have a good time.
You don't know what places those are?
I vaguely know.
You're just going to make it up as you go along?
We're playing it by ear. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Sam, do you have any more concrete plans for the next 4 weeks? Or is it just gaming?
But no, I don't have any concrete plans other than epic gaming.
I'm gonna start my new winter break with blackjack and hookers.
New and improved winter break.
Yeah.
So speaking of blackjack and hookers, I will be in Vegas for a week over winter break. So January 6th to January 10th, I will be in Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show. So I will just be attending that, traveling around, seeing what new tech's getting unveiled, going to a couple of the interesting talks. Yeah, I'm doing that because I'm a part of IEEE, and I get in for, it was supposed to be free, but schools are bad at most things, and they forgot to give us the free codes. We're supposed to get into CES free because of IEEE, but the school was just like, hey, we got the email a month ago, and we just didn't give it to you. So here's the email now. And the club was like, hey, great. Why did you do that? And the school was like, shut up. So I still had to pay. It's like 1/3 the price of a normal ticket, but it should have been free. The other clubs at school got the same sort of shaft. So the it's SCETA. Oh yeah, the Southern California Engineering Technology Association. That's also at our school had the same problem where the school also just didn't give them the email, so they also didn't get their codes. So it's a school problem. But I'll be in Vegas. Me and a couple friends are getting a hotel room, and we're just going there to see what's new. And we are planning to go to Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen. My friend John should have reserved us a table just while we're there.
In
Yeah,
Vegas?
in Vegas.
Oh,
That's where
yeah.
Gordon Ramsay's restaurant is. So if everything goes, I guess if everything goes wrong, we'll be on TV. Maybe if everything goes right, I'm not entirely sure. That's my only real plan over winter break. Everything else is just sort of like empty time for me.
At least it'll be somewhat relaxing until you go to Vegas.
Yeah, week in Vegas, and then I get 2 more weeks of break.
And I did go to Bakersfield today, and it didn't even feel like my hometown. It's definitely one of those weird things.
Because you've been gone for so long.
Yeah,
It's been nearly 6 years.
it's so long.